All right, so now we're ready to load a program onto the machine. And so basically what I have here is a list of programs, and I'm gonna be loading up the program 025449. Now on the older CNCs, we actually have to know that this is a .txt file. It's a text file, even though it doesn't say it right here. Now this is just on a very standard USB flash drive right over here. Okay, and so I just have it loaded on there. I just have to remember the number. Now you'll use probably your ID number. So it's the letter O followed by your ID number. This one's 25449. And so then the USB drive just comes over and it plugs into the side of the controller. We have a USB slot over here. So that plugs in there. And then we come over to the control and we have to load it up. So on the control, to load up any programs, we come down to the list program menu right here. So if we click list program, it brings up all of the programs that are currently on the machine. So we've got a bunch of them. Okay, so random ones from different students, belt buckle, a mold. Okay, but now we want to load what's on the flash drive onto the controller. We can't run it from the flash drive. And so to do that, we have to call up the specific file name. And so we said it was the letter O, 25449. And then I mentioned we also have to remember that it's .txt, and it's gonna show right here. And then if you look, it gives us some instructions. If we wanna write to the disk, meaning if we wanna write to the USB, we'd hit F2. If we wanna read from it, we hit F3. And so right now we wanna read from it. So I'm gonna have my program name typed in, and then I hit F3, and it should say reading and then disk done. So now it says disk done. And the one that I pulled up, it just says Gronkowski Wallet Titanium, and it came up into our list of programs that's now on the memory of the machine. And there's even a star next to it. That means that it's an active program. If the star isn't next to it, you just go up to the actual program number, and then you hit select program. And then that'll make that the active program there. So now it's loaded onto the machine and it's ready to run. Now we can do what's called a simulation. Simulation runs in the same mode as running the actual program. And so in this case, we would go to memory mode. And now what should pull up is that program. And so you can see 025449 Gronkowski Wallet Titanium. And so now it's the active program in memory. If I were to close the door and press cycle start, it would start the program. But before I do that, I want to simulate. And so to simulate, I have in the display menu a button that says settings and graphics. It's actually two different things. If I click it once, it brings up a settings page. If I click it a second time, it brings up just a blank window where I can see what the machine would do. Now it's only two-dimensional, it's not gonna give you a lot of information, but primarily what we're looking for are errors in the code. And if we have any errors, we can fix them at the control. If we don't, then we can proceed to run the actual program. And so now that this is here and it's an active program, I just hit the green cycle start button and it should simulate what that program is going to do. Now this is the first time running the machine since I turned it on, so it tells me I should do a warm-up, but I'm not even running it, I'm just doing a simulation. And so we can see that it comes and traces out a wallet shape. Does O-ring grooves, holes, and it does some engraving. It kind of shows you everything that it would be doing as far as a 2D path when it's running the machine. And we're also seeing if it pops any errors up down here. And so far so good, but we let it run all the way through. Okay, it just completed its simulation. It's all done, no errors. So this program would be ready to run once the machine is all set up.